Hello. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy schedules. I hope that there is something within this video or one of the past videos that you find of a benefit to you or to somebody that you know. With that said, I'd like to kind of go over some things now. As I've mentioned in the past, one of the business endeavors that I happen to have and I enjoy very much is I'm a network. I have a network marketing business. I'm a 1099 employee, independent contractor, etc. I run my own business. But we're going to go ahead and use a book published today called Building an Empire. Um, this was written by a gentleman by the name of Brian Carruthers. No, not a sponsorship, just a good book. I recommend that if you're in or interested in network marketing, you go ahead and take a look at it, as there's some good facts in it. Today we're going to cover something that I think we should, but I do think it's something we should cover, especially since the area I am in, we're finally starting to look at coming out of lockdowns and start getting into meetings, our weekly meetings again. I love our weekly meetings for a lot of reasons, one of which, of course, being able to interact with other associates such as yourself within the positive atmosphere. It builds, when you're with other successful business people, it helps encourage you as well. So, with that said, kind of going over Mr. Carruthers' book, like I said, I took these excerpts out. They're pretty much, what he defines as meeting etiquette. I've heard others speak about it as well. Um, uh, what what is kind of, when you go into a meeting, how, you want to arrive 30 minutes early before the meeting. When I was serving as the regional director, I was the gentleman who I would go to the meeting. I'd make sure everything was set up, the room was set, because we'd get a nice little hotel, rent a room there at the hotel for guests to come, as well as for our associates to meet on a weekly basis. It's always good to stay connected and plugged into the system, regardless of what network marketing business you're involved in. So the second thing he recommends is to bring a positive attitude. So when you go, you don't want to talk shop. You really want to avoid that at this time. And that's, oh, well, this application didn't go through, that didn't go through. Because it's more about new associates, guests, and showing them the business. Because I don't know about you, but my network marketing business is $1 million business. You want to talk positive, and you want to talk about how awesome the business is or how successful you've been. Share some success stories, and what goals you've hit during the week. How the business has changed your life. Just or keep the attitude up with everybody there. There's a time and place to talk to somebody about the woes of a business, or how, as I've always said, you have your ups and downs, your hills and valleys. There's a time and place for that, okay? When it comes to being in a valley, this is not the place. Generally, if you find yourself in a valley with your network marketing business, this is the perfect time to actually go to the meetings and get in that positive atmosphere with other people. And so also you want to contribute to the room cost. This is good because, well, one is a 1099 employee. What you help contribute to the room costs, you get to write off yourself. And having this room, trust me, as an accountant as well, having a room to go to on a weekly basis, it beats having to rent an office to go to, because a lot of these people, they really want to see the professionalism. They dress for success. We'll get to that. But so they really want to see a nice presentation, a nice area. They want to see the other associates. They want to see the success. Um, so you want to contribute to the room cost as well. That way, not only one person carries the cost of the hotel room as well. So it's usually a small fee, and like I said, over the course of a year, you get to take it off your taxes. Okay. One of many things. Um, Now, you also don't want to hang out in the lobby when you for the meeting. Usually I know like about 15 minutes before we'd open it up. If you don't have a guest coming in, you want to go ahead and get into the room. If you do have a guest and they're like, oh yeah, I'm coming, and you know it, wait till about 5 minutes before and then just go ahead and go into the room. You don't really want them thinking that you're too desperate. You don't want to look desperate or too needy for them as an associate. Like I said, you always want to dress for success. It is your $1 million company, and your guests kind of want to see the picture of success. So you kind of want to inform them how to dress. It's usually business casual, but it could be either full business attire or business casual. It's kind of, again, get to know your local area, etc. Not to say that you yourself can't set up your own meetings. But this is more of the idea of the weekly business meeting. He also recommends no seat saving. And he's like, oh well, the first five, and I know he is based on the East Coast, and those meetings on the East Coast, 5 rows to make sure are filled is nothing. For us, here where we are in the Southwest, this particular part of the Southwest, 5 rows, that's a super Saturday. That's a lot of people. Our general meetings, we usually have about 14 people coming in. So 5 rows is, but your first 2 rows, what you want to do in a meeting, is the first 2 rows you want to say for those who PCQ or come with a guest. And then you want to fill it up. You don't want those people if you have a guest, you don't want to put them in the back. You want to try and get up front with them for the meeting. That's usually the best spot. Just like they said in school, the best spots for school was up in the front of the classroom. This is where you want to be with the presentation. And of course, turn your phones off, because this is usually a distraction, not just for you or for the guests, but for those around you, and usually the presenter as well. Um, some of them can just kind of go right on through. I know that there's a few that they do a beautiful presentation, but if that phone rings, they really do get distracted. The whole rest of the meeting, they just lose their tempo. So it's more of not just a matter of respect for the presenter, but a matter of respect for your guests as well, or those other associates that are there at the meeting. Because one of the things I also used to hear is, you may not necessarily need the meeting, but there's a good chance that the meeting needs you. Um, and it helps with the business to also stay involved. I mean, again, so you want to stay seated no matter what, because getting up, it's a big distraction. I know here in our market area, there's usually somebody who kind of monitors the door, whether it's a super Saturday or a weekly meeting. So you don't have to worry about that. But you don't want to be getting up, or again, this is just as bad as the phone ringing or holding your phone and sending text messages to everybody. What you really want to do is you want to participate in the meeting. You want to be involved. You want to raise your hand or laugh at the jokes. I know, has anybody ever, go ahead and raise your hand, or so you want to participate. You want to be leaning forward in your seat. But if you have a notebook, you want to be taking notes. Not only does it look good for, again, guests that you may have brought, but other people's guests to see attentiveness. I mean, because again, I know for me, the network marketing business I'm in is beautiful. I wish I'd known about it a lot sooner. And I encourage people to get involved because, well, anyways, so you want to stay seated for about 60 seconds after the meeting. You don't want to be getting up. Again, this would be a distraction. If you yourself have a guest, you want to stay seated for a couple of minutes. You want to ask them, hey, what did you like? If they didn't like anything, you want to go ahead and get them out of the room as quick as possible. Thank for their time, and you know hope that it maybe at another time, if they're interested, they can go ahead and get in touch with you. But you want to go ahead and get them out so they don't bring down other people or say something negative. Because again, I know in my business, and with the network marketing business I'm involved in, I don't make any money for new associates signing up. I make money for sales. This is again why I'm in the 1%. But I like to make money based on my own work. And that's just me. Anyways, so, but I go to help others. I don't have a big team. I like it that way. I know other people, they want that big team. At some point, yeah, I'd love to have a big team as well, but that's neither here nor there. So when you're at the meeting, though, you want to stay. You don't want to be getting up, getting distracted. Like I said, if they say they didn't like it, you want to get them out. If they said they like something, maybe you might want to get them up top, up in front to talk with the presenter who can help close the, if the presenter is good, they'll go ahead, speak with what the person liked and make sure that they recommend them back, the person sign up with you tonight kind of thing, or do what they can to help you close that associate tonight. So, you use the speaker to close, or take the opportunity if it's a guest speaker who's usually not around in the area, let the associates that have guests speak to them first, and then go from there. Don't leave the room if you have an associate, or a potential prospect, because once you leave the room, your chances of that person signing up either in our case for the membership or to be an associate usually drops like 50% the minute you walk out the door. Not my statistic, that's actually his. And again, I've heard it quoted in my industry as well, that the minute that person leaves the room, it just kind of, they lose interest. So yeah, and you always want to promote for the next event. If you have tickets like for a Super Saturday or something, sell tickets. I know one of the states, they have really big events. They're always selling. They've always got tickets made up for their monthly events, and their weekly events even. Now our area is real small. We don't normally do like tickets for our weekly events, but we do our tickets for our monthly events. And this is where you want to promote for the next event. You always want to, because one of the best skills in the network marketing business to be paid for is the ability to promote. I'm not the one who said it. I know plenty of others though who have. Um, I will say, hey, I'm just, following my upline's R&D. Hopefully I'll have the opportunity to share that too. And then of course, one of the things you want to do before everybody kind of breaks up, there's the circle up before everybody breaks up, is you want to introduce your new associates. And because again, this is a good opportunity, positive atmosphere, let them feel welcome, let them know that, again, at least in the network marketing business I'm in, that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And there's that are there and they really are willing to help you become successful, is the concept of a servant leader. We'll get a little bit more into that. This is the testimony phase portion. If you're chosen to go up and get asked to be given a testimony, a presentation, you want to stay within 30 seconds. Okay? Your job is not to convince, you're not to train, you're not to explain anything. It's simply, state your name, your background, why you got into the business, and what it's done for you or, your family and the lifestyle. Okay? You don't want to spout off quotes. You don't want to recap. You don't want to tell your life story. If you want to tell your life story during the testimony, you either say that, well, you know what? You do what it takes to be the one in front of the room doing the presentation yourself. Okay? You simply want to give enough information that they get to go, hey, if that person can do it, I can do it too. So again, you're not, that I got involved in this and then that. No, no, no. Here's an example of what I do when I'm asked to give my testimony. Hello? My name's Keith Dougherty. Before I got involved in Legal Shield, I was a forensic accountant. I've been involved in Legal Shield for about 6 years now. What it's done for me is I've owned a lot of other businesses previously, but when I got involved in Legal Shield, I saw that you can will this up to 2 generations, the residual income that you make from this business. And that's what got me interested, that I can what I build now, I can will to my grandkids. There you go. That's actually pretty close to my testimony. It varies a little bit, but that's my 30-second testimony right there. And that's the honest truth. It's why did I get involved in the network marketing business I'm in? The residual income and which is different than passive income. It's also taxed differently. That's an important key. But residual income, man, I love it. At work, I'm getting paid for work I did 6 years ago. Enough said on that. But yeah, with the test, if you're asked, and now, again, it may vary with every area, different network marketing business, but I know the one I'm involved in, 30 seconds. Super our super Saturdays are a little different. That's where you give a little bit, are able to give a 3-minute testimony if you're asked to come up and give a testimony on our super Saturdays. But our weekly business briefs, nah, it's 30 seconds. And me, if I'm doing the presentation, I won't even ask for testimonies, because again, if you can't show me that you're willing to do a 30-second testimony, there's no point in asking you to come up to the front of the room. It's just the way I am. Even with the Zoom meetings, I'm the same way. But each person is a little bit different. Each market's different. But again, I know with ours, even the CEO of the network marketing business I'm involved in, he says 30 seconds on the weekly. You don't need to go over. It's a pet peeve of his. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's a pet peeve of a lot of people I know who make a lot of money. So again, you want to emulate those people who make more money than you. So with that said, I'd like to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy schedules. Honestly, I'd love to see you in my particular market area on our business brief, at our weekly meetings. But if not, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share this video. Leave a comment down below. And if you really are interested in the network marketing business I am in, please go ahead. Again, I'll be more than happy to tell you. Just ask. Have yourself a very beautiful day.